Now, first of all, so this is on the daily chart on Bitcoin. So now you see here in about May we started coming down. We've formed this consolidation period here, pulled out of it, and then you'll see that how we form that cup and handle, right? Which is level 1 to me. So we've come out of the zone, out of the W pattern, came back to your 50 EMA and your 200 EMA, and as you can see, we formed the W there, and then we went up. Now, I just want to explain to you guys and girls that, buying the dip, be careful. People thought that most people think that when we come back to the 50 EMA, so they start buying the dip there. Look, they just got wrecked. They could have bought it in at $40,000. And the same thing occurs up here. It breaks away from the 50 EMA. And then you'll see, as it starts to come, this is how I would have known off my rising wedgie come out of it. As soon as we broke through, we went to the 50 EMA. And then people started putting trades on thinking we're going long. Now they've dropped down, and then they've dropped it right back down, as you see, to this 200 EMA, and that's that white line there. Now the only difference is that, see how we've got my 13 EMA there. Now what that does is it's just inside the white, the 200. Now here it's actually dropped through. Now look, we've got to get over this my orange box here, and that's that previous sort of support zone here, right? And it's going to struggle to get over that in this zone here. And you can see we've hit a lot of sell pressure around there, right? So it's very hard for us to get through this zone. But if you have a look at, I think that we could be forming another W pattern. So we could have another spike down here or not, but we could be possibly about to jump up onto here and back into my rising wedge. Now, if we do that, now we could play around here for a bit like this and then come back up into there, right? Now, but when we come back up in there, you'll notice, look at the zone. It's about that $53,000 Bitcoin, and that's what a lot of people are talking about, $50,000 Bitcoin. Now, that's enough for Bitcoin there. This is just a quick market update for you. Every day we're going to be trying to do this. Now, on Ethereum, we're going to look at the weekly chart for us here, and I'm going to explain something here. So, if you look up here, what happens is every time we break through, every time we've broken through a zone, right? So we've broken through an all-time high, and look what happens. Look, this was a very extended all-time high, massive. You would have been selling all the way up here. You should have been, and the reason is because it's always going to come back down to these pools to the previous resistance. Same thing over here on this weekly. It bounces up, goes up to the all-time highs, pulls back to these previous zones of liquidity. Same thing, it goes up again. Now it's at all-time highs again, and it's pulling back again to these pools of liquidity. Now this is where you could get that next one, that's that exponential growth like this one. And the reason I think that possibly is because overall in the whole market, if you look at Bitcoin, we are in a level 1, came back, 2, and then this should be the 3rd level up. Now, just some quick tokens for everyone to look at while the market's down. You've got to remember that. Be careful buying the dip. This is not financial advice. But Render Token. Render Token is actually a 3D modeling program. It's sort of like Photoshop and stuff but you can actually do for 3D modeling. Now, these guys are going to be rendering all the stuff, the 3D models for the metaverse. These guys are huge. They're backed by likes of Apple and stuff like that. Massive company. Go look into Render. Phantasma Soul. Now this is a gaming. It's more for it's a gaming blockchain. Now the thing that really gets me excited about Phantasma is that their NFTs, right, give the people the ability to do this. So one problem that people are facing at the moment is if you have a character in a game or a sword or a weapon, whatever it is, and you build and that's an NFT, right? And while you're playing that game, if you manage to upgrade your sword to better attack or your armor to, better defense on it, what happens is that when you sell your NFT, usually on the marketplace now, you won't be able to keep them abilities, right? I'll just go back to what the NFT was. It can't keep any of that. It can't keep any of that information from the previous game, right? But now these NFTs on Phantasma are going to actually be able to. You're going to be able to actually keep upgrades on them and then sell them with upgrades. So this is major in this sector here, because think about it. If you actually put the time and effort into your game and build your NFTs, you're actually making a $500 NFT that might go up in value anyhow. But if you actually make it better and play more in the game, well, then that $500 NFT is just going to go up in value just from you playing it and making it better. It's huge. Now, another one is Dura Wallet, because ADAR is about to come out. This thing is absolutely dirt cheap. I've been talking about it since 12 cents. It has dropped back because that's how it is with the market. These are very small cap alts. Now, so be wise when you invest in them. But Dura Wallet, it's the wallet, one of the wallets of the Cardano. It's being tested with Sunday Swap as we speak. So this is a buy from me. All right, thanks for that. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for another market update.